Oh god, Florian looks like he is absolutely done with this whole situation. He's probably been in this exact scenario hundreds of times.
I feel like he doesn't try to trigger that situation to happen. It's like,
for almost a decade, the 90 Day Fiancé fandom has been screaming the same theory into the void. Across Reddit threads, across TikTok comments, across Facebook groups, across the dinner tables of every American household that has ever paid for a TLC subscription. The theory has gone like this. He is using her. He doesn't really love her. He just wants the papers. He just wants the green card. He just wants citizenship. And then, once he gets it, watch what happens. The cheating starts. The fights start. The distance starts. The discarding starts. For years, fans have been told they were being paranoid. They were being unfair. They were being xenophobic. Producers laughed it off. Cast members denied it. The franchise as a whole pretended like the pattern wasn't really a pattern. And then in 2025, on the Happily Ever After Season 9 tell-all, with cameras rolling and an audience of millions watching, the two most famous twins in this universe sat across from their two foreign husbands and finally said it out loud. Welcome back to the Tell-All Tapes, your home for the most 90 Day Fiancé documentaries on YouTube. Today, we are diving into the conspiracy that fans called for years, and that the Silva twins finally confirmed with their own mouths. The citizenship conspiracy. How Florian Sukhaj got his American papers and then started crumbling. How Georgi got his American papers and then started crumbling. How the timing in both marriages, fans, is too perfect to be a coincidence. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what discard mode means, exactly when each husband flipped, and exactly why both Silva twins might be heading for divorce at the same time. Let's start with what the twins actually said, because this is the moment that broke the internet. During the Season 9 tell-all of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, both Darcey and Stacey Silva were asked about their relationships. Both marriages were in trouble. Both husbands were sitting right there. And in front of the cameras, in front of the audience, in front of God and TLC and everyone, Stacey Silva turned and delivered the line that has been screenshotted, replayed, and reposted thousands of times since it aired. She said, "You got your citizenship. You don't need me." That sentence, fans, that one sentence, 8 words, said with the kind of clarity that only a woman who has finally seen the full picture can deliver. You got your citizenship. You don't need me. Read it again. Sit with it, because everything you need to know about the conspiracy is right there in those 8 words. And then Darcey took it one step further. Darcey said that Georgi and Florian were in, quote, discard mode. Discard mode, like used items, like expired contracts, like services rendered. The American wife was the product. The American citizenship was the receipt. And now that the receipt had been collected, the product was being discarded. That, fans, is one of the darkest accusations a woman can make about a man she loved enough to marry. And both Silva twins made it on the same tell-all, in front of millions, at the same time. Now, let's go back and look at the actual receipts, because the conspiracy doesn't work unless the timeline works. And honey, the timeline works. Let's start with Florian Sukhaj. Florian first met Stacey Silva on Instagram in 2015. He was a young Albanian model in his 20s. She was an American businesswoman in her 40s. He slid into her DMs. She slid right back. By 2016, Stacey was flying to Albania to meet him for the first time. Within 10 days of their first in-person meeting, Florian proposed in a hotel room. Now keep that in mind, fans. 10 days. Most reasonable people don't even buy a dog in 10 days. But Florian proposed marriage, and Stacey said yes. From 2016 to 2020, they did the long-distance dance while waiting on Florian's K-1 visa. The K-1 visa, for those who don't know, is the fiancé visa that allows a foreign citizen to come to the United States with the express purpose of marrying their American partner. The catch is, you have to actually get married within 90 days of entering the country, or you get sent home. So Florian arrived in 2020. In April of 2020, just before the deadline, Stacey and Florian got married in a tiny COVID-era ceremony with only an officiant present. Florian was officially on American soil, married to an American citizen, and on the legal pathway to permanent residency. 6 months later, in October of 2020, the Shanti Zora cheating scandal exploded. Florian had not even been in the country for half a year. Fans. He had not even been married to Stacey for half a year, and he was already involved in something with another woman. Stacey forgave him. They stayed together, and the relationship continued. After the K-1 visa, the next step is a conditional green card, which is granted for 2 years. After those 2 years, if you are still married and can prove the marriage is real, you apply to have the conditions removed and you get a permanent green card. After that, after 3 more years of being married to a U.S. citizen, you can apply for citizenship. That is roughly 5 years total from K-1 entry to citizenship eligibility. Florian entered in 2020. By 2025, he was eligible. And on the Happily Ever After Season 9 Tell-All, Stacey confirmed in front of the world that Florian had, in fact, received his citizenship. Let's connect the dots. Florian arrives. Marriage. Cheating scandal within 6 months. Conditional green card. Second wedding ceremony to renew vows. 2023 and 2024. Slow erosion of the marriage off camera. Stacey joins the last resort to fix the marriage. Stacey reveals on the show that Florian wasn't there for her during her kidney emergency. February 2025. Florian posts photos with other women on Valentine's Day. The marriage shatters. By the end of 2025, citizenship confirmed. Marriage in pieces. Stacey says, "You got your citizenship. You don't need me." Look at that timeline, fans. Look at it again. Because every single milestone in Florian's immigration journey lines up with another crack in the marriage. The K-1 brought the cheating. The green card brought trust issues. The path to citizenship brought the abandonment. And the citizenship itself brought the breakup conversation. That, fans, is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. And the pattern, the Silva twins are saying, is real. Now let's look at Georgi Rusev, because the parallel here is honestly chilling. Georgi was not a K-1 visa case. Georgi had already been living in the United States for around 8 years before he met Darcey. He had come to America with very little money. His first job, by his own admission, was working as a lifeguard. He then tried modeling part-time in Washington, D.C. Eventually, he found his way into massage therapy, which is the job he had when he met Darcey. So Georgi was already in the country. But here is where it gets interesting. Just because you are in the country does not mean you have permanent status. Many foreign nationals live in the United States on various temporary visas, student visas, work visas, and so on. Marrying a U.S. citizen can fast-track you to a green card, and from there, citizenship. Georgi met Darcey in February of 2020 at the Super Bowl in Miami. She slid into his DMs first. They started dating fast. By June of 2020, just 4 months later, Georgi proposed marriage to Darcey. 4 months. 4 months from a Super Bowl flirtation to a proposal. Now, hopeless romantics will tell you that it's just love moving fast. Cynics will tell you that's a man on a deadline. The truth probably lives somewhere in between. But the proposal happened. The engagement was on. Then they broke up. Then they reconciled. Then they broke up again. Then they reconciled again. Then in February of 2022, Darcey said she was done. For good. Except they got back together yet again. And finally, in November of 2023, Darcey and Georgi got legally married. The clock on Georgi's path to citizenship through Darcey officially started. Fast forward to 2025. Just 2 years into the marriage. Cracks everywhere. Financial fights. Rent fights, Bulgaria trip disasters, communication breakdowns. Georgi admitting on the tell-all that he was, quote, thinking about wanting children, a request that Darcey, at 50, could not give him biologically. Then comes the moment in the tell-all where both Silva twins say it out loud. Both husbands have their American citizenship now. Both husbands are in discard mode. Pause for a moment. Think about how perfectly engineered that timeline would be if a man had planned it. Get into America. Find an American woman willing to put you on the K-1 visa or marry you. get the green card, get citizenship. The day the paperwork clears, you have what you came for. You don't need her anymore. You don't even need to be polite. The legal contract that gave you your American future is now permanent, regardless of what the marriage looks like. The wife has served her purpose. Now you can do whatever you want. Now, fans, I want to be very clear here. We do not know if Florian or Georgi consciously planned any of this. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. Maybe both men genuinely fell in love, and the marriages just fell apart for normal reasons. Maybe the timing is a coincidence. Maybe the twins are just looking for an explanation that hurts less than admitting their husbands fell out of love with them. All of that is possible. But here is what is also possible. The pattern is real. The pattern has played out in some form across multiple couples in this franchise. Fans have spotted it for years, and the Silva twins, who lived it, who are still living it, are now saying it out loud. Let's broaden the lens for a second, because this is bigger than just Florian and Georgi. The 90-Day Fiancé franchise itself was built on this exact tension. The whole premise of the show is that an American partner sponsors a foreign partner on a K-1 visa, and the couple has 90 days to get married before the foreign partner has to leave. The show literally puts a clock on love and immigration at the same time. That is the foundational conflict of the entire universe. Fans have always known the unspoken question: is this love or is this paperwork? And TLC has very carefully never fully answered it. They show you the happy moments. They show you the family fights. They show you the airport reunions. But they don't sit down and break down the actual immigration data for you. They don't tell you what percentage of these marriages end in divorce after citizenship is granted. They don't run a stat at the end of each season that says, of the 20 couples we've followed, here is how many are still together once the green card is permanent. Why? Because the franchise survives on hope. The franchise survives on the audience wanting to believe that this time, this couple, this love is the real thing. If TLC ever published the actual numbers, the show might not survive the truth. So in walks Darcey Silva and Stacey Silva in 2025, finally, beautifully, painfully, telling the truth. Two American women in their 50s. Two women who married younger foreign men. Two women who supported those men through K-1 visas, green cards, language barriers, family disapproval, and years of public scrutiny. Two women who paid the rent. Two women who paid the bills. Two women who provided the visa support, the legal sponsorship, the affidavits, the proof of relationship, all of it. And now, two women sitting on a tell-all couch, looking at their husbands and saying, "You got what you needed from me. Now I'm watching you become someone I don't recognize." That is heavy, fans. That is heavier than any plastic surgery story. That is heavier than any sibling feud. That is the kind of revelation that, if you really think about it, redefines the entire franchise. Because if the Silva twins, two of the longest-running, most loved, most watched women in this universe, both ended up here, with both husbands fitting the pattern fans have warned them about, what does that say about every other couple? What does it say about Ed and Liz? What does it say about Annie and Robert? What does it say about Lauren and Alexei? What does it say about every couple where the foreign partner has, by now, secured their American future? I want to be honest with you, fans. Not every foreign partner in this franchise is a scammer. Plenty of them have genuinely fallen in love. Plenty of them have built real families. Plenty of them are still happily married. The conspiracy is not that every foreigner is using their American partner. The conspiracy is that some are, and the pattern, when it shows up, is unmistakable. Sweet courtship phase, K-1 visa, marriage. Honeymoon phase, green card, subtle change in behavior, permanent green card, bigger change in behavior, citizenship, discard mode. That, fans, is the cycle. And whether or not it happened to the Silva twins by design or by accident, the Silva twins are now living with the receipts. Now, where does this leave us in 2026? Stacey and Florian, according to recent updates, reunited in Albania in August of 2025. Stacey shared a video of them attending a marriage ceremony in Florian's home country, signaling that the couple was, at least for the moment, trying to make it work. But fans are skeptical. The trust is broken. The pattern has been called out. And the question now is whether Florian, even with everything that has happened, can prove that what he has for Stacey is more than gratitude for the paperwork that got him here. Darcey and Georgi, similarly, are still technically married as of the latest updates, but Darcey has openly said the marriage is on the rocks. She is considering divorce papers. She has talked about walking away. She is doing the math. Fans, the math we have all been doing for years. Did he marry me for me, or did he marry me for the country? So I want to leave you with the questions that this conspiracy demands. Tell me in the comments below. Honestly, did Florian Sukaj marry Stacey Silva for love or for the green card? Did Georgi Rusev marry Darcey Silva for love or for citizenship? Is the citizenship conspiracy real across the entire 90-Day Fiancé franchise? Or are some critics being unfair to people who genuinely fell in love? And what does discard mode mean to you? Have you seen this pattern in your own life? In your friends' marriages? In your family? Tell me. I want to read every single comment, because this is the conversation that this franchise has been avoiding for 10 years, and the Silva twins finally cracked it open. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button. Subscribe to the Tell-All Tapes for new 90-Day Fiancé documentaries every week. Share this with the person you always argue about this stuff with. They need to see it. This was the Tell-All Tapes, and we will see you in the next one.